everyone. My name is Briston Strong, and I'm the Youth Services Coordinator for Jackson County Library Services. And I'm so happy that you can be here for Storytime with me today. Today, I have a feel-good story time, and we're going to work on feeling good in our minds. We're going to boost our confidence, and confidence is that voice inside of you that tells you how great and how smart and how strong you are. But we're also going to be feeling good in our bodies. We're going to be moving our bodies today. So thank you for being here for all of that. But first, I always like to start my story time with a song. So if you could join me, get your clapping hands ready. We're going to do some clapping. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. Are we clapped and ready and sitting down? All right. Our first story today is called The Smallest Girl in the Smallest Grade. It's written by Justin Roberts, illustrated by Christian Robinson. Hardly anyone noticed young Sally McCabe. Can you notice Sally McCabe? I think she's this small girl right here. She was the smallest girl in the smallest grade. She's so small, she can barely see over her desk. Sure, her name could be heard in the daily roll call, and she marched with her books down the same school hall, but hardly anyone noticed young Sally McCabe. And they certainly didn't know, or at least didn't mention, that Sally was paying super extra special attention to the abandoned kite with the tangled strings, to the 27 keys on the janitor's ring, right here, to the leaves they turned green to gold in the fall, to the time Tommy Torino was tripped in the hall. Poor Tommy. She watched as the wildflowers tipped toward the light and heard the howl of a hound dog late one night. She was there when the stray cats who normally fought conducted a meeting in the church parking lot. What do you think cats have meetings about? Mice, maybe? She saw Kevin McEwen get pushed off a slide and the oncoming tears that he wanted to hide. What do you think that she's going to do about all of these things that she notices? And she'll never forget that parent-teacher day when Billy's much larger father suddenly dragged him away. But through all the mean words and all the cold stares, no one even noticed that Sally was there. And they certainly didn't know, or at least didn't mention, that Sally was paying super extra special attention. You think Sally noticed this? I think so. She'd seen how a whisper could make someone cower, like a bulldozer crushing through fields of wildflowers, and it kept piling up, this discarded debris, those beautiful kites entangled in trees. So on February 3rd, at 11:29, Sally stepped straight out of the lunchroom line. What do you think Sally's going to do? She said, "I'm tired of seeing this terrible stuff. Stop hurting each other. That's enough." Now, a few laughed out loud or didn't care that there was some girl with her hand in the air. But then something super extra special happened that day as Howard O. Henry suddenly sat down his tray. What do you think Howard's going to do? Looks like he also has his hand up in the air. Like waves rolling in, one after another. First Molly rose up, then Michael's twin brother. It was Tyrone and Terrence and Amanda and Paul, who pushed out their chairs and stretched their arms tall, from the friendly lunch lady with the dishes she carted to that new third-grade teacher who had only recently started. Yes, everyone there, even Principal Claire, had joined little Sally with their fingers in the air. And though hound dogs were destined to howl at night, and most stray cat meetings would end up as fights, and kites would continue to get stuck in the trees, they all felt, for one moment, like the janitor's keys, fastened together with a heavy steel ring that held all of the secrets to unlock everything. As the world returned to the way that it was, Sally noticed the difference, as she usually does, when Billy paused briefly to open the door for Mrs. O'Connell and 17 more, or when Molly scooched over to make some space on the coral riser. It's the thing that choruses stand on so you can see everyone. For Ellen and Grace, these moments that often get taken for granted, a wildflower appearing that no one had planted. The swings soon resumed their rhythm and sway, and day turned to night, and night turned to day. And people remembered and would quite often mention that Sally had been paying super extra special attention, and how the world could transform and change could be made by the smallest girl in the smallest grade. And that's all for that story. Our next story, we're going to jump right in to a book called I Am Yoga. And you might know yoga as an exercise. It's a good way to make your body strong and to make your mind calm. It works together. Today, as we read this book, I'm just going to read the words, but you can check out this book from the library and walk through all of the yoga poses. They're all described in the back of this book. But today, I just want you to listen to the words and take them in. This book, I Am Yoga, is by Susan Verde, art by Peter H. Reynolds. And we will be doing some moving after this story today. When I feel small in a world so big, just like Sally in our previous book, she was small. When I wonder how I fit in, when the world is spinning so fast, I tell my wiggling body, be still. I tell my thinking mind, be quiet. I tell my racing breath, be slow. And let's take a deep breath here. This is a good time. Breathe in. And breathe out like you're blowing out some birthday candles. I close my eyes and make room in my mind, in my heart, to create and imagine. I am yoga. I can touch the sky. I am so tall. I can soar among the clouds. I am so free. I can sparkle with the stars. I shimmer and shine. I can dance with the moon. I light up the night. I can sail on the sea. I go with the flow. I can open my heart. I feel love. I can see far and wide. I am focused. I can turn things upside down. I am playful. I'm wearing my tutu today because I'm feeling playful. I can stand up for me. I can stand up for others, just like Sally did in that previous book. I can stand up for peace. I can open like a flower. I am beautiful. I can carry beauty with me. I am full. Now the world is just the right speed. Now my world is just the right size. Now I see I fit in just fine. I am yoga. I can be anything. And in the back are all the yoga poses. So now let's do some yoga. All right, so we're going to start out on the floor. Today I'm going to take you through some movements. We're going to start really small and we're going to grow really big, okay? And I'm going to tell you a story as we do it. So first, we need to start really, really small. We need to start as a tiny, tiny seed. So I need you to make yourself as small as you can. we're going to make ourselves into a tiny, tiny seed. And while we're here in our seed, we need air to grow. So let's take a couple of big, deep breaths here. 1. And we're going to blow that breath out like wind. Let's do one more big, deep breath in. And blow it out. And now our seed, it's gotten some air, it's had some time, and now it's going to grow into a little sprout. So we're going to sit on our bottoms with our legs out like this, like leaves. And I want you can crisscross them if you want, or you can put your feet together, whatever's comfortable for you. And I want you to flap your little leaves in the wind. And again, we're going to make some wind. Let's take a big, deep breath in and blow that breath out. One more time. Big, deep breath in and blow that breath out. You can close your eyes. You can keep them open, whatever's comfortable for you. And then from our tiny sprout, now we're going to start growing into a big, tall tree. Okay? All right, let's do it. And now our sprout is going to grow into a big, tall tree. And it takes time for a tree to grow, so don't rush it. Just go slow. Stretch and stretch and stretch. And we want to make sure we stretch our branches way up to the sky, as high as you can. Stretch those branches. If you're feeling balanced today, you can try balancing on one leg. You don't have to, but you can. Again, we're just going to take one breath here. And blow that breath out. Wave those branches in the air. And this tall tree is on top of a big, strong mountain. So can you make yourself into a big mountain? Legs real wide. We got to make that tip of the mountain. Here we are again. It's windy on the top of that mountain. So let's take a big, deep breath in. And blow that breath out. And above this mountain is a big, bright, shining star. So can you put your hands out? Twinkle those fingers like a twinkling star. Good job. And one last breath. We have one more story to go through. So before we do that, let's take a big deep breath in. And sparkle, sparkle, sparkle as you blow that breath out. And when you're ready, let's have a seat. And we'll go on to our last story. And our final book today is called You Matter. It's by Christian Robinson, the same person who did the pictures for that first book we read about Sally. So these kids might look a little familiar to you. Again, we're reading this book to boost our confidence, to remind ourselves that we matter, and other things that matter, like the small stuff, too small to see, those who swim with the tide, and those who don't, the first to go, and the last, you matter. When everyone thinks you're a pest, like this mosquito here. When something is just out of reach, this poor T-Rex, he can't scratch that itchy bug bite. His arms are too small. When everyone is too busy to help, you matter. If you fall down, if you have to start all over again, even, and this is important, even if you're really gassy, you matter. This is a big sun, a big star. And if you did not know, and we were stars earlier, and if you did not know, stars are made out of gases. They matter, you matter. Sometimes home is far away. And sometimes someone you love has to say goodbye. Sometimes you feel lost and alone. I'm looking at this dog here. Looks like he lost someone who's supposed to be holding that leash. Looks like they're way over here. But you matter. Hopefully they get reunited. Old and young. Oh, good. Looks like they did. The first to go and the last. The small stuff, too small to see. You matter. And that was just a quick reminder that you matter by reading the book You Matter by Christian Robinson. So we're going to end our feel-good story time today with another song. Get your waving arms ready. Our story time is over. Wave goodbye. Our story time is over. Wave goodbye. Our story time is done. I hope you had some fun. Our story time is over. Wave goodbye. Bye, everyone. I'll see you next time.